I do love, oh my god, there's a literal monkey on my roof. I'm gonna show you. The month of erotic thrillers, and we'll start with the best one first. That's Last Summer by Catherine Breillat. I'm probably butchering it, but it debuted at the Cannes Film Festival, and it's a French film. This film is what Baby Girl thought it was doing, but severely missed the mark, so you can skip that one and watch this one instead. And I say this as Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson's biggest fans. This film was actually both sexy and disturbing, which is exactly what you would want from an erotic thriller. The number of times I wanted to look away so bad, but just could not. Most importantly, it was actually extremely transgressive. It was subversive. It's basically about a delinquent teen who kind of looks like Aphrodite, brought up by a single mother, and he gets in trouble and moves back in with his estranged father and has an affair with his stepmom. It explores a lot of the themes that Baby Girl touches on: power dynamics, illicit affairs, what drives people to risk everything. Characters were fully fledged out and felt extremely real. I think the biggest point that French films have over American films is the dialogue. The dialogue is always stunning. It is always philosophical. It talks about existential issues that tie in with the film, and it's not just directly dialogue that is super unsubtle and to do only with the plot. Because the dialogue is so natural and conversational in French films, it kind of feels like you're watching and peering in on someone else's life rather than you're watching a movie. Let me read a quote from the film that really stuck with me. She talks about how vertigo is her biggest fear. Vertigo is not the fear of falling, but the fear of the irresistible urge to want to fall. I thought about this quote a lot. You know, this desire for self-destruction that is almost inescapable, like the Freudian death drive. I think this is relatable for a lot of people, and in this film she's speaking about the illicit affair, you know, this urge to fall, to self-destruct. I gave this a 4.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It was really incredibly transgressive and subversive, and you know, it still stays with me. The next film is the iconic Basic Instinct, which, you know, actually talks about how erotic thrillers don't have to be subversive. It is simply sexy and entertaining, and it doesn't try to be anything other than that, yet is extremely well executed. It's basically a crime movie where the cop falls in love with the murder suspect. The video gets cut off for 30 seconds, but it does come back, so in the meantime, here's some monkeys on the beach and various other scenes from my holiday in Thailand. So the murder suspect is your classic femme fatale. She's played by Sharon Stone in her absolute prime. She's blonde, she's cold, she's sexy, she's the ice queen that's going to break your heart. It has this classic scene in the interrogation room in which Sharon Stone's character is being interrogated by the cops, and she crosses her legs, opens them to reveal she's not wearing any underwear, obviously totally throwing off the cops and seducing them while they're investigating her for murder. The scene was recently recreated by Paper Magazine featuring Christine Quinn, which you can see here. And this movie is so interesting because as we follow the murder suspect and the cop along their affair, we get manipulated along with this cop, and we start questioning and re-questioning who the murder suspect is according to where their relationship stands at the time, because it's a pretty rocky relationship. So we're constantly jumping back and forth between suspects and rethinking who did it, who actually didn't do it. It is pure entertainment. It's basically a whodunit movie mixed with are they gonna fall in love? So my erotic thriller chart is Last Summer, which got a 4.2, is both well-made and transgressive. Basic Instinct, which is well-made but not transgressive, got a 4 out of 5. Baby Girl was transgressive but was so badly made that you might have not even realized that it was trying to be transgressive. So that is a 3 out of 5. Really, it's a 2 out of 5, and I gave an extra star for Harris Dickinson. The next movie was Thelma and Louise, and wow, it really was the month of movies. Almost every movie I watched this month was absolutely incredible. This is a 4 out of 5. It also features Brad Pitt in one of his breakout roles. This is the ultimate girls film. If you have not watched this with your best friends at a sleepover, like, please plan that now. like stop watching this video and text them. This is the ultimate girl movie. It's such a feminist tale. It is also incredibly entertaining and one of the best road movies of all time. Two young American women who live in the deep south want to escape their everyday lives of mundane tasks and the patriarchy, so they go on a, you know, fun little road trip, and it veers terribly wrong. I'm obviously not going to spoil it, but I will say it involves tears, guns, and sex. This film is exciting, tragic, transgressive, and it has a perfect ending. I would say the ending makes this film. I mean, in some ways, the ending is the most important part of the film, right? Because you can watch an incredible film, and if it has a horrible ending, it sometimes can ruin the whole thing. Okay, we're gonna take a movie break. I only read one book this month, which was Piranesi by Susanna Clark. And can I say I thought it was very overrated? I know it won the winner of the Women's Prize for Fiction, but I don't know. I didn't think it was that deep. I feel like the entire time that I was reading it, I knew what was gonna happen. It has like this really big plot twist, which obviously I couldn't uncover the plot twist, but I knew the direction it was going in from the first page, and I think that kind of spoiled it for me. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Storygraph because it was objectively a good book, and I'm not going to give it a bad rating because of that, but I wouldn't recommend it if you have the same taste as me. I think there are 1,000 better books out there. The Rooster is a paid actor, by the way. Yeah, I just think it didn't really stick with me and it wasn't special, and I think that if you have similar tastes to me, there are 1,000 books that I can recommend that I thought were better. But it does have good world building, and I think if you're into fantasy, you should maybe try and pick this one up. Next film is Celine and Julie Go Boating. You know I love me some French New Wave. It's probably my favorite genre. I liked Daisies better, which I know is going to be very controversial for the film buffs because I feel like this is more exclusive, meaning it's harder to understand and less known. But I kind of felt like Daisies was more entertaining and still managed to push its point home. This is not as entertaining, but it is definitely more transgressive, especially in terms of form. So it's this feminist film, really, and you know, as Daisies is, and it's kind of about girls playing, about women playing against stereotypes of what they should be, you know, them engaging in debauchery, them doing things that are wrong, them seeming like women who are not at all ready for marriage or motherhood. And with this film, the director and the two lead actresses, a lot of it was improvisation. You know, they were actually friends, and a lot of it was just them playing around and being genuine. And that's what made it into the movies. I think because the point of this film is about play and experimentation, especially in a way that is transgressive and feminist, the fact that it was all improv and it wasn't all like memorized lines is what makes this film so powerful. But in terms of pure entertainment value, if you go and watch it and you don't know that fact, I don't know if it is as great as, let's say, Daisies. It's still a very good film, so I gave it 3.5 out of 5. I miss female friendships like that were that close. I'm not gonna elaborate because I know it's unhealthy, but get me a friendship like Celine and Julie Go Boating and Marie in Daisies, and I'll pay you $1 million. I do love, oh my god, there's a literal monkey on my roof. I'm gonna show you. Do you see that? Wait. There. That's a monkey. The fuck? I'm so hot. The monkey's staring at me. Last film is The Substance, which I thought was brilliant. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. Out of all the recent movies that came out, I haven't seen Nosferatu, and I think I'll love that one. But out of Anora, Baby Girl, and The Substance, I thought The Substance was the best by far because I thought it was the only one that said something in a way that hadn't been said before. Basically, it's like the picture of Dorian Gray, but make it Kardashian. I don't think I need to elaborate too much on this one because there's so much hype and I feel like everyone knows what it's about. It really reminds me of that Lana Del Rey lyric. There's just catastrophe going on in my house. There's just monkeys everywhere. It really reminds me of that Lana Del Rey lyric, fame, liquor, love, straight to the heart, please. Obviously, it talks about fame, toxic female body standards, toxic female beauty standards, what it does to all of us, ageism, It's genuinely so funny. The ending is so good. Margaret and Demi Moore were both brilliant in this film. The only thing I will say is that it is a body horror film. Like, it has a lot of body horror, so if that grosses you out, don't watch it. Like, my boyfriend would definitely faint. Also, guys, look at these, like, jewelry that I got in Thailand. I also got this dress in Thailand too, and the scarf actually, and the necklace. Should I do a Thailand haul? I'll do a Thailand haul of all the stuff I got at the night market and the beach. Just a lot of like bohemian luxury.